So I'd like to talk about the idea of intelligence, intelligentsia, experts, and yet those sort of concepts in today's world.
Well, it's just if it isn't dealing with the subjects that we're talking about, or the subject that we're talking about, abolitionism or antinatalism, then it's no intelligence at all, in my opinion. It's just a superficial kind of pose. It's a pose. That's what it is. It's not actually all of the religions. None of them are addressing this. So again, that's a pose. It's a spiritual pose or a religious pose. It's not really tackling the problem. See? Religion talks only about downstream problems, what we call downstream problems, how to establish peace on earth, how to solve the problems in the rainforest. The New Ages or the Green Movement is talking about how to solve the problems in the rainforest. The way to solve the problems in the rainforest is not to, from a human perspective, is not to bring humans into existence. It's very simple. That's the source problem. That's the turning off of the tap, so to speak. The stream that's running out of the tap is caused by the tap being on. And the tap being on is natalism. It's producing beings that can suffer with a sentient nervous system, with a highly complex nervous system, with sentience. That's the problem. So this idea is the only form of human intelligence on earth. This position, this idea is the only human idea on earth, the truly ethical idea on earth, the radically ethical idea. This is the idea. This is it. Everything else is just a pose. It's not intelligence at all, because it's addressing things that don't need to be addressed. And even if you address them, you're just wasting your time, because the tap is still running. So more problems will continue forever. It's never been solved in 2,000 years or 3,000. Have a look back. Religions were preaching the same thing 3,000 years ago. Jesus and Moses and all the rest of them, everybody that's ever been, any saint that's ever been, has been addressing downstream problems. So useless. That's why the problems have not been solved. We have 8 billion people here, most of which are suffering. No solution on the horizon at all. None. Because nobody's embracing this concept. This is the concept that will stop all the suffering, 100%. This is abolitionism. It will abolish suffering once and for all. For humans, there'll still be animals left behind. There'll still be insects left behind. That's the nature of the thing. See, that is terrible in itself. But unless you destroy the earth, it will continue on a primitive level. But for sure, the human suffering will be stopped. If this idea is taken up and implemented en masse, it will completely stop the whole thing. The human suffering will end within a generation or two. It's done. The game over. So it's very quick as well, if everyone was to adopt it. So it's very effective. It's radically effective. But the reason it's not effective at the moment is because hardly anybody's taken it. There's only probably 100,000 antinatalists or abolitionists in the world. So there you go. It's a tiny movement, very tiny.
Yeah, and it kind of reminds me about, I'm 58 now, and I can remember even when I was a teenager or late teens, and there were adverts on the television, from Africa, save the people in Africa, all the people, they don't have water, they don't have, they don't have food, they don't have this, they don't have that, and we've got enough food in the world to feed everybody, if only we would just feed everybody. And again, this is just now that I see what I see, it's just ridiculous that all those years ago they were saying the same old nonsense, the same old stuff about these things, and knowing that the problem is the number of people that are being born into this madhouse. Yeah, more and more and more people being born, more and more and more and more problems. It's so simple when you think about it. It's so incredibly simple. Just look at the tap and turn it off, right? It's all these children being born, just exacerbating the problems.
Yeah, and it for sure is still going on. There's a track that I listen to, which I picked up from Soma FM, which, by the way, I recommend to everybody listening. It's a great radio station, digital radio station. The station I listen to within Soma FM, because there's multiple stations, is Groove Salad. It's just nice ambient music to put on when you're working or whatever you're doing. It's just nice to have as a kind of a sonic fragrance in the background. So I have that running most of the time. It's just very nice. But one of the tracks there has an intro from, I think it's Esther, the guru, the female guru Esther, I think her name is. And she's banging on about, there's so-and-so. Oh, that's right, Hicks, Esther Hicks, I believe. You can find the track. There's an intro, a voice intro from her where they've taken one of her speeches from one of her sessions, and she's banging on about how many children are, starving in the world, and we have enough resources to feed them. And if we just, focus the resources where they need to be instead of hoarding them and wasting them, then everything would be fine and dandy. But what she's failing to, and all these gurus are failing, there's not one on earth. There's no guru on earth that has addressed this. Not as far as I've seen.
There is one.
There is one, is there?
Sadhguru.
Sadhguru.
Mentioned it.
Right. He's mentioned it.
Doesn't bring it up a lot.
As a side, kind of as a side, as an aside, not as the main core, teaching. So Esther has said this. It's just there's just no one addressing this at all. They all seem to be oblivious to it, or because they're interested in financial gain, it would destroy their means of income, because it's quite radical. If you were to say that they believe that people should not have children, I think maybe 70 or 80% of their followers would leave straight away. It would be offensive to them. Because they are natalists, the people that are coming to these gurus to listen to their word. So for those reasons, I think, and also for the reason that they just haven't realized. They're meant to be very intelligent, the creme de la creme of humanity. But why is it they can't realize this? It seems obvious to us, and it is obvious. It's absolutely obvious. That is the source problem. Everything else is downstream. Until you turn the tap off, the water's going to continue to flow. The problems are going to continue to flow. You're creating problems. It's ridiculous that people can't realize this. If you stop creating problems, there's no problems. It's very simple. There is no starvation. There is no problems with humanity to fix up. So it's just chronic fixing up of something that if you just looked at it, you're creating the problem. Literally, you're creating the problems that you're fixing. So it's insane. It's a form of insanity, hence me calling it a radical form of narcissism. There's no consideration about the behavior at all. You're just going forward with it. The natalists are just continuing forward. They're driven by DNA. There's no metacognition to bear upon it, so it continues forever.
Once again, for those listeners out there, if you have any comments, questions, challenges, or suggestions, please put them in the comments and we will address them on future podcasts.